continues. We are in the discussion segment of the program. The issue that is raging all over is about the lawmakers, especially those in the National Assembly. It has been there for so long, controversial issue. So we've tagged it on ending controversy surrounding lawmakers' jumbo pay. How jumbo is their pay? How do they justify this? Why would they be paid as much as that? So many whys and so many hows is what we are going to be discussing today. And we have three guests that will be doing justice to that. We have one already in the studio, Mr. Abraham Babalola, is a social commentator, public affairs analyst. He's already here. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, and also we are expecting two others. One join us via Zoom. That's Professor JENDELE HUNGBO. He's joining us via Zoom. We will also take this short break because the third guest, Honorable ABEEB AJAYI, former House of Assembly member in Ogun State and a constitutional lawyer, is already in the studio. So we'll take this break now so that he can join on set. Then we'll start the discussion segment. So don't go anywhere, just stay with us.
A polio vaccinator working in Lagos.
We are so glad to know that you are still with us. The program is still new done on Ogtv. I told you earlier on that we have a former House of Assembly member in Ogun State and a constitutional lawyer, Honorable ABEEB AJAYI, will join us on set. He's already here. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, viewers.
All right, we are expecting Professor JENDELE HUNGBO to join us via Zoom. As soon as he joins us, we'll link up with him, but the program must continue. We are looking at the unending controversy surrounding lawmakers' jumbo pay. So, Moses will fire the first shot.
Okay, many thanks, gentlemen. Of course, the remuneration of Nigerian lawmakers has been a contentious issue, sparking debates across the country and beyond. But let me start with the constitutional lawyer, Honorable ABEEB AJAYI. What's the force, about this, particularly the constitutional implication of this? Do not forget that it was not last week when the former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, has chided the federal lawmakers for fixing their own salaries and allowances. Though they have debunked this, they said they don't do that, that there's a body in charge of that as the RMFAFC. But from your own standpoint, do they fix their own salaries?
Well, I think the short answer to that is yes. I say yes because the whole thing is in secrecy. So if Nigerians do not know what they earn, they won't be able to know whether it's in compliance, with the, the recommendation or the approval as given by the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal, Commission. So as long as that is not the case, in other words, once Nigerians are not aware of how they arrive at whatever they pay, whether low or high or medium or huge, the point is that Nigerians are not aware, and so they have the right to say that truly they fix their own salary. The former president raised the issue of immorality. I also add by saying that it is even unlawful because you are not expected to go outside the recommendation of the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission when it comes to, emoluments, salaries and what have you, particularly of the, political functionaries, let me put it that way, whether elected or appointed and all that. So, as long as that is not in view, Nigerians are entitled to say that truly they fix their own salary. And they will say that because when you interview A will say it is 30 million as at 2015 when I was there. Another one will say I take home 21. Somebody will say it's 23. So how do we now? So the point is that they do actually fix it. If somebody says I got 22, another person said as at 2015 I got 13 point something million, that means that the thing is not fixed. Yeah, that means they are fixing it according to their whims and caprices, the way they like, and legislature, per legislature. What I mean by that is that during this set of legislature, either the 10th or 9th or 8th legislature, what they do is to fix what is convenient for them and not what is convenient to Nigerians.
All right. I was coming to the two of you on this one. Aside from their salary, which they said is around 1 million naira, that was what they said, there are other allowances. And they said the allowances vary from, let me use the word, ordinary members to principal officers. They are different. Now, does this raise the question of Nigerians that why don't you pay lawmakers to minimum wage?
Well, for me, that may not be too good, because one of the arguments is that okay, you have to make public office a little bit convenient, or a little bit available to those who will not ordinarily go to public office to go and embezzle money. So that if you as a professor, or you may not even be a professor, and you are taking home something like 1.5 million, even in private sector, or 2 million altogether, and then you now have a situation in which you want to go to the National Assembly, and then you are looking at it and you are looking at 1 million naira, and then you begin to wonder what you are going there to do. If it's about service, yes, you can serve your country or your constituent, but definitely you have to also to live. So one of the reasons why they say that, okay, we can't go on minimum wage is to attract people who will ordinarily want to go there and do the needful, who will not just want to go there and start looking left and right to go and see how they can corner some money and all that. So if you make it a minimum wage, are you going to put it at level 15? Are you going to put it at level 16? So that will not attract people who are willing, honestly willing to serve. So, but again, you can do a kind of balancing in such a way that, yes, people will know that, ordinarily, if this guy is in his own professional practice, definitely he will be, you'll be comfortable. So I'm not saying that the salaries, minimum wage, do not make Nigerians comfortable. I mean, that is debatable. But the point is that we must do something to attract people who are willing to serve. So that's why I will not go on the issue of putting, except want to create a skill for them, a skill for them. Somebody who is doing well in his private practice and now feel that, I think the next thing for me to do is to see what is going on around me and contribute my own quota. we need to do something more, not something, I'm sorry to use the word, not minimum. We do a scale for them that is reasonable, that is justifiable, and Nigerians can say, yes, this is okay.
So I would like to put that question to you, but have this in mind that it's been said, arguably, that Nigeria's National Assembly is one of the highest paid across the globe, arguably. Do you want to buy the idea too of minimum wage, knowing that that place is a place of service?
Let me start on this jovial note that you said it's like our National Assembly members are the highest paid in the world,
yes.
Probably because they are the most busiest of all National Assembly members in the world. They have so much to do compared to their contemporaries out there. But then, why are we here? Where we are today, I agree with Barrister that these people coming into office, they must have had their profession they were into before coming into public service. And when you are coming into public service, the minimum you should be getting is what will make you the comfort zone you were before getting to public service. I agree with that. But then you look at the margin between what a civil servant earns and what these public servants earn. The gulf is too wide. Barrister was saying that probably we should have a scale for them. Even on the scale of a thing, I think the highest in civil service is level 17. And you now say, okay, let's put these political office holders on level 20. At least Nigerians will still be able to know that this is what a level 20 officer in the country earns. But as we speak, nobody knows. Even the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Committee cannot tell Nigerians specifically how much these people earn. And that is the highest decision-making body when it comes to fixing remuneration of public office holders. But then they are hiding under the umbrella of, oh, these are allowances. Now, these allowances as well can be spelled out for Nigerians to know, oh, if you are a senator and you are not holding any principal office, this is what you are entitled to as your basic, and these are the other allowances you are entitled to. If you are going on an oversight function, these are the allowances you are entitled to. But as we speak today, no Nigerian, except themselves of course, no Nigerian can tell you that this is what these people earn for doing this particular thing. It's ironical that we call them public office holders, but what they earn from the public purse remains something that cannot go into public domain. That is one of the areas where we have to look at. And Nigerians will continue to tell you that the richest set of people in the country are the politicians. Even at an age that you feel that you should be at home resting with your grandchildren and the likes, these people will insist that I want to be at the National Assembly. Doing what? We have not seen any change for years in our laws. Why can't we give fresh ideas? Let fresh ideas come in. And in the course of saying we want fresh ideas to come in, probably a set of people will come up and tell us that we want to fix the remuneration of people coming in. If you are not comfortable with this amount we are fixing as our remuneration for National Assembly members, don't bother coming. Stay in your private profession. Those who are willing to serve, this is what we are going to pay them. And it will be in the public domain. But the present practice, like I said, public office holders earning something that cannot be taken to the public is what we practice.
Okay, well, the lawmakers argue that the budget is less than 1% of the general annual budget.
Who fixed the budget? To the best of my knowledge, I am aware that we have a National Assembly commission. And prior to the presentation of a new budget, this commission must have sat down with their principal officers and key officers and says, and they will decide that these are the things you earn. These are the things you get for social allowance. And they present. I have not seen in recent time an executive that will tone down the budget of the National Assembly. They don't do it. Rather, by the time it gets to the National Assembly for ratification, you get to hear that they have increased their own share of it. See, you see, Nigerians will continue to ask questions if all these facts are not in the public domain. There is this saying, sir, that if you are preparing groundnut for a blind man, you have to be speaking or you will whistle, so that the blind man will know that my groundnut is not being eaten by this man. You can know the blind man cannot see. But in our own case, you are legislating for us, you are talking about our money, but we don't know the details of the money you are talking about. So these are questions that Nigerians are asking. Let us know the details, and then we'll be able to decide, does it worth it for us to be paying 23 million naira, 35 million naira for a senator, and after 4 years he or she will come back and tell us that he was able to do one street road, or he was able to facilitate a law that never saw the limelight. These are things that we are asking. They are humans, one. They are Nigerians. They will have to survive as well. But then, where is the fairness in what you receive compared to other Nigerians that are hardworking out there on the streets? We pay these people from our public force, for goodness sake.
Please, let me add this. You see, it is not about the percentage. You can't be enriching yourself and asking Nigerians to, tighten their belt. If you say it's 1% of our total, spending in a year, that's what they are taking, 1%. The thing is that, is it commensurate with their job? Is it fair to others who are not in the public office? So it's not about percentage. Otherwise, let the civil servant be asking that what is the total percentage of the budget that goes to the civil service across the nation. Then everybody will now say that, okay, then the private sector will now say, what is the total percentage that comes to us? So it's not about percentage. And I doubt whether that is actually true. If you are talking of percentage, you can't be talking of 1%. 1%. That is not. That is
okay.
not.
Well, you said it appears they fix their own salaries and allowances. So it is suffice to say that what they earn is illegal. But how come can bodies charge them to court? Can NBA take this up, for example? Can individuals take this up and say, okay, what you are doing is illegal and is unconstitutional?
Now, first of all, there must be clarification from the RAMFAC, Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission, as to what they actually recommend or call it allocated to them. If the RAMFAC says that, okay, from what is allocated to them, they are supposed to take 1 million naira, as they said, is 1 million naira their salary. I mean, anybody listening to that will say that that is justifiable. But is RAMFAC also determining these allowances? Because the problem is not about basic salary. So somebody somewhere is not, laying the whole card on the table for Nigerians to see. I mean, RAMFAC will say that yes, by whatever we recommended to them or what we allocated to them is 1 million naira per legislator, and then silent on the others. The point is that is RAMFAC determining the allowances too? If the answer is yes, is it the RAMFAC that is recommending all these bogus allowances, accommodation, furniture? I know that furniture is usually once in a 10 years. So I don't understand these other ones. I know that you are entitled to read newspaper, but for crying out loud, how much will a newspaper cost? I mean, the newspapers across every week or every day. cost. Then what of this transport allowance when you also have official vehicles and all that? So who is recommending these allowances? If it is RAFAC that recommends all this, and then they are just carrying out the recommendation of RAFAC, then I say that could not be unlawful. But to the extent that RAFAC did not make such recommendation, and it's not part of what they recommended, and the law is that they are supposed to, RAFAC is supposed to, allocate to various offices, political offices, so to say, or functionaries, then I'll say that is unlawful. So Nigerians will now begin to challenge the National Assembly, but somebody somewhere must make it clear. RAFA must come out open to tell us what is being allocated to the National Assembly.